In this fourth lecture of special relativity, we studied the problem of elastic and completely inelastic collisions, making use of the Galilean transformations. The Galilean transformations are powerful tools because they let us predict the result of unknown experiments simply by relating them to something that we know. We first gave the definition of elastic collision between two identical particles. If the particles move one against the other at the same speed before the collision, they will bounce back after the collision with the same initial speed. We then considered a similar problem, an elastic collision between the same particles, but now given that the second particle, here labeled as particle B, has zero initial velocity. By defining a second reference frame where the two particles approach with the same speed, we can predict the result of the collision. Indeed, in the second frame, we observe nothing but the definition of elastic collisions we gave at the beginning of the lecture. Finally, we can go back to the first frame and predict that the final velocities will be zero for the first particle, particle A, and a velocity equal to the initial velocity of particle A for the second particle, particle B. A similar reasoning can be applied to a completely inelastic collision between two identical particles. A completely inelastic collision can be defined as two particles approaching at the same initial speed and staying attached and steady after the collision. Again, using Galilean transformations, we can predict the result of another completely inelastic collision between two identical particles, given particle A moving and particle B being steady before the collision. Using the same strategy used in the elastic collision, we can define a second frame where the problem results as the definition of a completely inelastic collision. Finally, going backwards to the first frame, we can find that after the collision, the particles move one attached to the other with velocity equal to a half of the initial velocity of particle A.